Hey, my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to another episode of Fiona's Coffee Talks. And as always, I like to start off every day with a fresh, hot, black cup of coffee. Hold the cream, I'd love to. And of course, I think of my favorite quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, which says, life is too important to be taken seriously, so lighten up, folks. So today's topic is, drum roll please, Life of a Dancer Part 8, yay! This is the last part of this series, so little sad, but all good things come to an end, right? So last episode, which hopefully you watched, I spoke about uh, doing Tu Wong Fu Thanks for Everything Julie Newmar, which I danced in that, and that was 1994. So let's fast forward. 2024, 30 years later. So, of course, a lot happened between then and now, but because this is about dancing, I want to bring up a kind of like full circle what ended up happening. So, picture it beginning of 2024, Nora Burns, hey Nora, who used to have a public access show called Candid Camera, which I was on her show. Luma Letta did my interview, God rest his soul, and I went on in drag as Fiona and did our little interview. I performed a little number, and Nora and I have known each other forever. And she, mid January, she sends me a message, and she's like, Fiona, you dance, right? And I was like, girl, yeah. When I was like, in my 20s or 30, that because I'm like 60. So, and at that point I was going on 60. So she's like, I want you in my show. So she was doing a show, Candy Camera Live, which was like this interactive where like, she like found all this like archival footage, like of her show, which I guess the New York Public Library had. So she was able to get her hands on it. So Adam Pivaretto, who is her director, he created this whole show. They both did, and it was really kind of wonderful, back and forth from like seeing like things on the video screen and like montages and footage the, of people that were on her show and the show when it aired, because it was on for like 4 years. There was even a small little clip when I'm of me being on the show, and then so it's interactive where like you also there were certain guests that were on her show which now were doing like a part of the live show, like David Eelku, Royston Scott, who does Hammy Davis Sr. Anyway, the show was great, and I was hired to be like one of the go-go boys. And even though my age is what it is, like she specifically wanted it to be like true to life, where like, people who like go-go danced or did whatever back then, and now here it is 30 years later. So like you didn't have to be perfect, although I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna learn this shit and I'm gonna be fierce. And knock on wood, I like to think I was. But it was the most important part of this story was that when she asked me that, in a matter of like 1 second, every emotion went through my mind that you can imagine, where I was like, for the very first one was fear, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm 60. You want me to like dance? And because I haven't danced in forever, but dancing's the kind of thing you don't lose that. It's like riding a bike or like, or other good things. You don't forget, even if you're like, it's been a minute, it all comes back to you, just saying. So I faced the fear because, I was like, am I going to be able to remember the choreography? Because there was a choreographer, hey, Robin. And so I'm a better person for having said yes, because I immediately was like, yeah. And I remember when I said, yeah, I was like thinking to myself, wait, who just said that? And because it's like when they contacted me, like, I guess there was someone else who was going to be doing it. But because she wanted us to, like, be of that age, which we all are, the person, I was actually a replacement, and the person whose place I was going to take that morning, like the night before, was doing whatever, like hurt his knee. Well, when you're 60 and you're trying to dance, shit like that can happen. And because we're all up there in the years, this queen done fucked up her knee. So Fiona to the rescue. And I was like, yeah, okay. So, but I'm thinking, am I going to remember the choreography? Am I too old? How am I going to look on stage? Like all of that. But I got to tell you, it was the most amazing time. And it was the best decision I ever made because it was so much fun. And we ended up doing it We did it that February. We opened February 1st at La Mama downtown. So when she contacted me, it was like January 18th. So we literally had like 2.5 weeks to like learn the choreography. And I was in it, on and off stage a lot. And they were like 3 or 4 like actual dance numbers and part of other people's acts. So it was incredible. And we ended up throughout the course of the year performed it a few more times at other theaters. And I have worked with her since. And so it was just kind of wonderful. But it was so full circle for me because, like, how I even know Nora was from, the good old days, 30 plus years ago, when, because I did drag and I was doing drag. And it was because of my doing female impersonating, as I like to call it. That's what got me the dance part into Wong Fu, which is what got me my SAG card, and I've been, a proud member of Screen Actors Guild for over 30 years, and I've worked pretty steadily, you know, uh, as a SAG actor. So then to have it be that my drag got me this dance part, which got me my SAG card, and then here it is, I'm doing a dance show over 30 years later, dancing in a show, I should say. Because I did drag back then, I just kind of thought it was all serendipity that I'm like, wow, like talk about 6 degrees of separation. And I'm proud of the show. I don't know if we'll ever do it again, but because here it is. Last time we did it was about a year ago, but we did all through 2024. Now we're nearing the end of 2025, but I'm a better person for having done it, for facing my fear, for thinking, for that moment thinking that maybe I was too old to do it, or that, will I remember the choreography? And honey, yes, I did. Like, I still remembered. I could do that shit right now if we needed to. So it was all just kind of wonderful. And I'm proud of myself, proud of a lot of things these days, living in Manhattan Plaza and joining a choir. Well, I'm going to talk about all of that in my wrap up video, which will be 2 weeks from when this one airs. Because since I've been doing these three series per year, I kind of feel like throughout the year I don't really talk about what's happening the current year. So I always like to end the year with like a sort of like, it would be like 2025 in review. So that video will be 2 weeks from the time that this video airs. All right, guys. So that's my story, sticking to it. I don't know. This one is going to air in 2 weeks. So it will, 2 weeks from today. Today is Wednesday, November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving. So when this video airs, Christmas would not have happened yet. So now that we are watching it at this point, I'm going to say I hope you're having a good December, and I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and hope you will have a fabulous Christmas and New Year ahead and all that good stuff. All right, guys, don't forget thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Love you.